Somewhere along the way, you were handed a picture of the person you're supposed to become. More disciplined, tougher, up before dawn, calm under everything, life finally sorted. And ever since, a quiet part of you has been trying to force yourself into that picture, and quietly failing. Here's what no one tells you. The reason it keeps failing isn't that you're weak. It's that the whole project is backwards. Stoicism, the real thing, was never about forcing yourself to become someone harder. It was about uncovering the steady person who's already underneath. By the end of this, you'll see why the harder you push to become someone else, the further you drift from the calm you're actually chasing, and what you can do instead. Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to Emberhollow. I'm Heidi, and my feathered friend here is Jesper, the Moonstone Owl archivist of Emberhollow. Pull up a chair by the fire and join us. This one is about the quiet relief of stopping the fight to become someone you're not. If you're here, I'd guess you've tried a few versions of becoming. The new morning routine, the discipline app with its constant reminders of what you haven't achieved, the list of habits the confident people swear by, the quiet promise that this time you'd stick to it and turn into someone steadier. And maybe you held it together for a week. Then the old you came back and you felt that specific tired ache. Not just I failed again. Something quieter than that. Maybe this is just who I am. It's a strange kind of grief, that one. Not loud. Just a small lowering of the bar on yourself. A little less hope each time you start over. I want to say this gently, and I mean it. Nothing is wrong with you. The model you were handed was wrong. You were told that becoming is a war you wage against yourself. It isn't. And the moment you stop fighting yourself is the moment you actually start to change. Let me be clear about where this channel stands. We are against the idea that you're a problem to be fixed, that becoming a better person means grinding yourself down until something harder is left behind, against worth measured by how much you produce, against discipline that feels like punishment. We are against all of that. What we're for is gentler and, honestly, far more achievable and lasting. Becoming overgrinding. Change that happens at the level of who you are, not just what you do. Steadiness that comes from coming home to yourself, not from beating yourself into a new shape. Which brings me to a man who thought about this more honestly than almost anyone. Seneca, a Roman Stoic who, near the end of his life, wrote a long series of letters to a younger friend named Lucilius. Not lectures, just honest notes on how to live. He wasn't writing from a mountaintop either. Seneca had been wealthy, then exiled, then dragged through the politics of Rome, and by now he was watching his own life close in. This is a man with every reason to promote strength, choosing instead to be honest with one friend about how to actually live. And in one of them, he wrote a line that quietly takes apart everything the self-improvement world is selling you. I'll come back to that exact line near the end, because it changes what the word becoming even means. For now, hold on to this. Seneca didn't believe you had to manufacture a better self. He believed the better self was already there, waiting to be uncovered. Here's the trap almost all of us fall into. We treat becoming like a makeover. Add discipline. Add confidence. Add the cold shower, the routine, the productivity system. Bolt a better person on top of the one we've already got. But every trait you bolt on from the outside needs constant force to stay on. The second your willpower dips, it slides off, and you're back where you started. That isn't a flaw in you. That's just what happens to anything held on by force. The borrowed self always asks to be returned. You've felt this. The version of you that shows up beautifully for the first 3 days of January, and can't be found by February. We blame our willpower for that disappearance. But maybe it was never yours to keep. Maybe it was a costume, and costumes come off. This is exactly where Seneca and the Stoics turn the whole thing around. So let's walk through what they did instead. 3 quiet shifts. The first one, they stopped adding and started subtracting. The harder version project is all addition. More habits, more rules, more pressure. The Stoic question was the opposite. Not what do I need to add to finally be worthy, but what here was never actually mine. Whose voice is that goal in? The boss, the algorithm, the picture of success you inherited and never once chose. When you take away what was never yours, what's left is steadier than anything you could have added. You don't build the calm woman from scratch. You uncover her. Try it with the list already in your head. The goals you're carrying right now. Go down them and ask honestly of each one. Is this actually mine? Did I choose it? Or did I just absorb it? You'll be surprised how many you can set down without losing anything that was ever really you. The second shift. They stopped performing and started aligning. Seneca watched Rome perform constantly. People living for the crowd, wearing a self for show. He pointed to the alternative the Stoics called living according to nature. Not nature as in forests. Your nature. The grain of who you actually are. A quiet person forcing herself to be loud will always be exhausted because she's sanding against her own grain every single day. Align with the grain instead, and the very same actions stop costing so much. Steadiness was never a performance you keep up. It's what's left. When you finally stop performing. You know the feeling. The dinner where you performed the bright, upbeat version of yourself and drove home hollow. The role at work that fits like a borrowed coat. None of that is a character flaw. It's just the quiet cost of wearing a self that was never cut to your shape. And the third shift, the one that holds the other two together. This is the line I promised you. In that letter, Seneca told Lucilius not to lift his hands to the heavens, searching for something greater somewhere out there. Because, he wrote, a sacred power already dwells within you. It is near you. It is with you. It is within you. Call it whatever feels true to you. A spark, a deeper self, the person you already are on your steadiest day. Seneca's point was radical then, and it's radical now. You are not empty, waiting to be filled by the right routine. The steadiness you keep chasing out there is already within you. Becoming isn't conversion into someone new. It's consistency with the someone you already are, underneath all the noise. Read that again, slowly, because it lifts a weight most of us have carried for years. You are not behind. You are not missing some part everyone else got issued. You are already whole, just buried under everyone else's blueprint for you. Now I can hear your worry, because I had it too. If I stop forcing myself, won't I just stay exactly as I am? Then nothing will ever change. No, this isn't permission to stop growing. It's a better engine for it. Forcing is change powered by self-dislike. It runs hard for a while. Then you get tired, and it quits on you. Aligning is change powered by self-respect. It's quieter and slower, but it compounds. Because you're no longer secretly fighting the very thing you're trying to do. You still grow. You still stretch. You just stop trying to become a different person to do it. A tree doesn't turn into another tree to grow taller. It grows taller by becoming more fully what it already is. In Emberhollow, this is Moonstone Valley work. The owls there, Jesper's kin, never go hunting for a new sky. They wait by the still water until it shows them what was always there. Reflection. not reinvention. So here's the practice, and a small warning that comes with it. The first part might sting a little. The second might be the most hopeful thing you do all week. Tonight, take 5 quiet minutes and write yourself a short note, the way Seneca wrote to his friend. Honest, but kind. 2 lines only. Line 1. Name one version of yourself you've been forcing. The discipline you keep faking, the personality you put on for the room, the goal that was never really yours. That's the part that stings, seeing how long you've been pushing a self that isn't you. Line 2, and please stay for this one. Name one thing that is already true about you. One real strength. One quiet value you keep overriding to chase the borrowed version. Then tomorrow, act from line 2 instead of line 1. Just once. That's the whole practice. You're not adding a new person. You're giving the real one permission to lead. And if line 2 is hard to find, if you draw a blank on what's already good in you, that isn't proof there's nothing there. It's proof of how long you've been looking everywhere but inward. Start with something small. It still counts. And when you do, something tends to happen that I want you to be ready for. The old world says become someone harder, and maybe one day you'll finally be enough. We believe something different here. You were already enough. You've just been performing over the top of it. Seneca saw it 2,000 years ago. The thing you're reaching for isn't out there to be earned. It's within you already, right now, just waiting to be uncovered. So you don't need a harder self. You need one honest day where you stop forcing and let the real one breathe. That is how it starts. That is how it has always started. Not with a new you, with the quiet return of the one who was always here. I'd love to know, what's one version of yourself you've been trying to force? And what's one thing that's already true about you that you'd lead with instead? Share it in the comments so we can support each other. If you want a gentle way to practice this, my free guide, The Seeker's Morning Pages, walks you through a week of Stoic reflection. One quiet prompt a day. No pressure. No performance. It's the soft place to start. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. And if something in this felt like a relief, like permission you've been waiting a long time for, then this is your place. This whole channel is built for the seeker who's done grinding and ready to become gently. Subscribe and walk with us as we do the quiet work together. You don't have to become someone else to belong here. You just have to be becoming. And if you want the one small habit that makes all of this real, the 5 quiet minutes that slowly change who you're becoming, that video is waiting on your screen right now. Until then, seekers, walk gently, be kind, and remember, you are already enough. The best self you seek is already inside you.